Okay, YouTube, so I said I'd make a turkey video for Thanksgiving. I'm going to do what I can to do that. I'm going to try to do the best I can to do that. We have a nice selection of items here. Oh, I guess I should start off with what I plan to base it off of loosely. So let me go ahead and pause this and get out. So anyhow, trying to film that in the dark and the rain was a failure. Anyhow, my wife's inflatable out there. I'll show you in the morning. Delete the clip I just filmed. I had my daughter kind of help me choose what to go with. She chose this. I'm thinking that or this. They're both input shafts from transmissions to go from the transmission into the engine. This one got torn apart. It was from a T14 Jeep transmission. This got swapped out to fit into my Jeep, into the Jeep motor. It's from a Ford T18 transmission, made to fit into my AMC motor. So both those would work. They'd kind of match for the loose term of a turkey inflatable that I have in my front yard. We've got a good base. It'd make a good part of a head here, and then I could loosely build the body and feathers around it. And I'm thinking maybe use timing chain for that. Either that or the timing chain sprocket. Anyway, it's going to be a very loose resemblance of a turkey, but I think in the long run it might actually turn out looking fairly good. The sprocket isn't really working out so it's a little small. I don't want to go big and heavy. I mean, I could always go ring and pinion, but that's way too heavy for a turkey. I'm really not in the mood to do that, and I'm kind of burning out on using those on my videos right now. My last few have included those. I don't really want to do that. Sorry about the darkness there. God, it's only like 5:30. It's starting to get really dark out here. So anyhow, I'm going to play around with some other ideas, and we'll see what we can get rolling for tonight. Okay, so I actually figured it out, and I know being this YouTube and the internet, I'll probably get some people telling me how stupid I was to even do this, but I did wear a dust mask. I started it with my Sawzall here. So I saw what it is. I did research to see what was even in these things. Supposedly it's just steel and some ceramic maybe. There's no asbestos in them anymore or whatnot, but I had someone donate me a clutch here that was actually very used. These were, there was no more friction on them like whatsoever. Okay, I guess there's just a tiny fragment on them here, like nothing left. I mean, the guy used it till it was absolutely dead. So what I did was take my Sawzall, got it started on each side. It was just taking forever, so I threw on a dust mask. No, the dust mask doesn't get rid of all the particles, but it is better than breathing in absolutely everything. And I did finish it with my grinder, I'm not gonna lie. Like I've stated in my other videos, you're gonna run into nasty things even just doing anything out of the motor. Some of the timing chain sprockets are just like normal metal. Some of them are some really weird nasty shit that turns into liquid as it starts heating up. So I'm not saying to do this on your own. You know, take anything you do with this junk metal art welding stuff, you know, take it one thing at a time. If you don't feel right about cutting into something, definitely don't do it. With the dust mask on, I felt okay. The worst thing I found in here was actually plastic. This piece that goes right around our insert in the middle is actually plastic, so I felt okay with it. So anyway, so that's what I'm using as a nice feather base of our turkey. And being it's dark and I got a shadow because my light comes from that side, so anyhow, I felt okay with it, and that'll make a very nice feather base for the turkey. So that's where I'm at right now. I'm probably gonna call it a day. Wife and daughter actually ran out to get some food. They'll be back any minute. It's almost 7 o'clock. My neighbors are gonna get mad at me if I keep making a whole bunch of noise outside here. So I got to figure out how this all plays in anyhow. And tomorrow, as it's daylight, we'll continue our turkey and we will get it done by the end of tomorrow. So this is where I'm at. I also got out my little valve springs. So anyhow, just kind of playing by ear. Like I said, I just came up with the idea today, and basically it's because I have not made a video in so long. Thanksgiving is just a few days away. What, today's Sunday and it's Thursday is Thanksgiving, so I figured I'd make a happy Thanksgiving video. So anyhow. Alright, hello YouTube, it's Sunday morning. Here we have the start of our turkey. Recap a little bit of yesterday. We got our clutch disc, clutch plate, whatever you want to call it. Kind of changing up my original design because I kind of saw I had this, remembered someone gave it to me, gave it to me, and decided, gosh darn, that would make some great feathers. So that's what I'm running with. I was going to go off the little cartoon inflatable turkey the wife had in the front yard, and then I started looking at pictures of real turkeys online, and that's kind of, they're a little longer than that. So I figure throw this in here. Got a nice little turkey body. If I needed to add some fluff, I got some valve springs I could add some fluff with. Weld a few valve springs on there if wanted. We'll wait and see how it looks. And then I got a busted pinion gear here. We got a turkey head. So, actually turkey necks are long, so that's right, I was still going to go with the actual long turkey neck, but I'm going to have to cut it down so it's a little more appropriate size, because the turkey head actually does sit below the tail feathers, looking at the pictures. So I'll have to cut probably the splines off of this to make it be about the right height. So that's about where I'm at right now. So just clutch disc, some transmission shafts, and an axle gear parts. So it's about where I'm at right now. Probably incorporate the valve springs in here. All in all, I think it's starting to come together pretty good. I'll figure out something for legs. I was thinking either the mud lugs I was using, Nelson studs here, or we got, of course, my favorite, the railroad spikes. But if I could not find a balance point, because it's probably going to be pretty front heavy here, the clutch plate really doesn't weigh a lot. I mean, I could leave something sticking out the back end to add some counterweight. That's going to look kind of silly, like it's got a turd hanging out the back, and we don't want that. So I might just have him kind of sitting down, his little legs kind of kicking out. We'll cut it down to where these are only a couple inches long, and kind of have it like he's sitting down. We'll see how that goes, if I can find a balance point or not. Okay, so right now I know it's raining pretty good. I'm hoping you can hear me. I've kind of got everything cleaned up. I've got it kind of tack welded together right now. What I've done so far is I kind of took and I made a flat spot right here, whereas I decided to give him a beak and just kind of make this his head. I never actually did go and show you the inflatable I made, so I should probably do that. After I explain this, I'll go ahead and walk out there. So anyway, what I've done is I found something to make him a beak. The inflatable the wife bought, it's a little cartoonish guy, has a little top hat on him, so this will make a nice little hat right here, whatever, silly. I went and found one more of my little logging pieces, little logger spike. They used to use these, I guess, to make wood, what would you call that? I guess a log dam. They'd use these to lash the logs together, float them down the river. I'll cut this off right here. We'll use that to make the beak. So I ground a little flat spot in, and we'll weld the beak out right there. Ooh, either lightning or my lights flickered. And there we got thunder. Cool. So anyhow, that's where I'm at right now. I got everything tacked together. I'll let that pass. I checked my balance point. My balance point is right about where our soapstone mark is, so it's actually fairly close. I just put a little tack where the neck's welded on. Figure if nothing else, I can actually adjust and bend this back and forth to where if I do weld my legs on here and here, I actually have a chance of making this guy stand up. So it's about where I'm at right now. I'll go ahead and pause it. And I don't know, I was going to go show you that little cartoon inflatable that I'm loosely basing this off of. We'll see how the lightning does. And anyway, that's the turkey so far. I think he's turned out alright. I think once the wife gets a hold of him with some paint, he's actually going to look fairly much, like a little turkey. So anyhow, there's the loose design I'm going off of for the wife's little inflatable turkey. He's got a little top hat. I don't know if I'll do the gobbler there, but he's sitting down, so if all else fails, I can have him sitting down. I'm really going to try and balance him out though. So that's what we got to go off. Okay, so really all I've actually done since the last filming was put his beak on. I think that just made the turkey really, that's awesome. He's looking great. But right now all we really have are a couple of rods, and he's looking just like a metal thing. So I can see what I'm going for. Those of you that watch my videos, I mean, I'm sure you can see what I'm going for. Anyone that does their own metal art, if you're watching my video, you can see exactly what I'm going for, I'm sure. But anyone that just walked upon it would go like, ew, what the hell is that? Just looks like metal rods. So we're gonna fluff it up a little bit. So I pulled out some valve springs. I know I mentioned them already. I pulled out a handful of them. Valve springs, I've got a bunch of them right now. You know, if you don't have a bunch of this stuff already, valve springs, you know, go to a pick and pull. Find a 80s truck in the back of the yard. They're going to be towards the back of the yard. Pull the valve covers off. If you have a V8, you got 16 of them, right? Did I do that right? Yeah, you should have 16 of them. Well, here we go. We'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep, you'll have 16 of them. If that's not enough, hit the next truck over. I mean, they're easy to come by. I mean, so this is what they look like. You got these little keepers in them. You can there's a couple different ways to get them out. They're really not that hard. There's a little valve spring tool. You just suck them down, bring a magnet, and you pop these little bastards out, and they'll come right off. It's not really all that hard. And then you got them. I just wiped them down with my little shop rags here. So what my plan is, if I just kind of take a couple on each side, you don't have to go around the back, no one's going to look at the back. So my thought is this, and move his little legs here. Yeah, that should do it, just 2 on each side. It's going to give them a little bit of fluff, they'll act like feathers. So we'll just kind of go 2 on each side here. It's still a little warm from welding the beak on. And if I need to, I can do the same thing coming down the back. I could probably just do 1 row along the back of him here. But I'll go ahead and make it nice and easy. We'll do, I don't think I have enough room for 2 of them going down his back, so we can just do 1 in the center on each side here. And we'll just add some valve springs there, and we'll give them some fluff. They'll make, you know, like little feathers, and we'll make them look more like a little turkey bird. If we want to go really fancy, we could always put them vertical, but that's just going to look silly in my opinion. So I'm just going to, you know, make them look like a little turkey, make them look like a bird, give them something to act like feathers. Fluff him up a little bit. We'll figure out something to do for his hat, head, whatever you want to call it. I kind of stopped putting eyes on him after my first couple critters. It's a metal critter. They don't really need eyes. I'm not going to put eyes on him. I will top off his hat so it's not just a hollow head like that. Mainly because I'm going to force the wife to put it inside for Thanksgiving Day just because. So I like to be mean to her like that. Just for the fun of it. We actually don't do a family Thanksgiving at our house. We actually have a lot of friends. We've been doing this for about, I think this is our 8th year now, where we invite any of our friends we have with no family in town. We invite them over. I think last year we had 13 people. So this year we're going to do that. Again, I'm actually deep frying a turkey for the first time. So I figure that's good enough reason to force her to let me put this in the house. So anyway, that's where I'm at. I'm going to go ahead and weld those on, then I'll show you again where we're at. I think I'll go ahead and weld the feet on first as well, and we'll see if I can, if anything, I'll cut this little tack weld here, see if I can balance that out enough, or if I'm starting to get to where I'm adding too much weight and I have to figure out if I'm going to set it down or if I'm going to be able to balance it and have him standing up. Alright, so I'm getting where I kind of like him. I was getting ready to call him done, but quite honestly, with the valve springs here, giving him something like feathers, even though he's got a nice fan butt, whatever you call it on turkey, I guess it's called a fan, starting to look, you know, he needs something else, because these springs here, you know, I was going to go with these, but in order to make it really look right, I'd have to weld them on the back side, and that's actually where the friction plates were on the clutch. And even though they're really worn down, there's still just a little bit there, and I'm not going to grind it off and get all that crap in my lungs. I don't think welding them to the front's aesthetically correct, we'll say. I did a little bouncing hand whip with that. just so you can picture that in your mind. So I'm thinking we'll go with the feather look of the valve springs. I pulled a couple more off, so I have 5. I've got, this is the engine I'm going to be building. This is a 360. I just did my test engine to see if I could build one for the first time. Not that any of you actually care about me and my Jeep, what I'm doing with it. I've never built a motor before, so I just built my first one on the 304, a little test one. 360's actually been built before. It's got a shaved head, shaved decked. Too much stuff going on, so I'm not pulling any parts off of it. I've got another one that I bought specifically for a flywheel for a 304, because the 304 is a motor that they don't build too often. No one builds it, so if you're trying to buy just a flywheel for one, it's about $500, or if you buy one for the 360, you can buy one for $169. So any parts I'm pulling off of a motor come off the one I bought just for that flywheel. I bought it for, what was it, $125 off of Craigslist. So I got a motor I can pull things off of specifically for building stuff. So anyhow, I pulled a couple more of these off. I'm going to, well, my wife says, no, you can't just put 4 on there, so we'll put 5 of them. Give me the look of a few more feathers, and then I'm going to call turkey done. So we'll put 1 center, 2 on each side. We'll have the look of a few more feathers, and then Mr. Turkey Holder is done. I will send it to the wifey for painting, and I'm going to be happy with it. It'll be happy turkey. Gobble, gobble. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and call him done. Give him to the wife for painting. I think he's looking pretty good for a little turkey, for an impromptu little idea. I had no plans for what I was going to do with him when I came up with the idea. Just made a video saying I was going to make a turkey. And here you got him. I really hope you like the video. I'll have the wife paint him. Make one more little clip of him painted, hopefully. And there you go. I really do hope you liked the video, and I hope you like the turkey. I think he turned out pretty good.